Tony Grossi, longtime Browns beat reporter, with his beliefs on which rookie quarterbacks intrigue the Browns.
If you had to do the odds for the rookies right now, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, other, who leads?
I would say Milroe. I just don't know at 2 or 33. Wow. And it's close.
Guys, Tony, I'm
Hold
sorry.
on.
Milroe at 2 is insane.
There you go. Tone, really?
It may be.
Is that in play?
If they fall in love with him so much, especially after the combine, and supposedly he's a real smart guy,
Yes!
football IQ
Tone,
guy.
I like the kid a lot. I don't like him at 2 because the pressure and everybody would say the Browns reached and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is I see him as a Josh Allen Lamar type for me.
Well, if he's that good, take him at 2 then. If you're putting him in that company, I'd have no problem taking him at 2.
Tony needs a lot of work.
With that, let's welcome in Fred Greetham, senior analyst for the Orange and Brown Report. And Fred, that's the combine is gonna be interesting with Jalen Milroe. The one thing I'll say, and I've said it, and I'll continue to say it, Tommy Rees should know him better than anybody because he coached him for an entire year at Alabama. You learn a lot about a guy by having him run your offense for a season.
Yeah, if there's any insight to be had, that would be the telltale sign. I mean, as far as if Rees really likes him, sees the upside that they were just talking about, why wouldn't you take him, whenever? He's one of those guys that you feel like needs to stay in college, but the way it is in the NFL now, that the guys turn pro, and that's what he's going to do. I, for one, think he's going to go to the combine and he's going to put up great numbers because I believe he's really fast. I don't know if he's 4.4 or what he is, but you're going to get a lot of comparisons to some of the ones mentioned, the Lamar Jacksons, the, Josh Allen, big, durable, and so forth. But so if you take him at number 2, then the pressure is to play sooner than later. It'd be, if you really like him and he isn't, expected to go or he isn't projected to go, you can take him at the end of the first round, trade up a spot or 2 with that 33rd pick, or take him 33rd. The big draw, obviously, in the first round, you get that extra year. If you draft him wherever it is, then you really do have to get a veteran quarterback. And as I've been saying in some of my writings, I think you got to really look at this and not even count on college on the draft. The free agency and trade market, is in mid-March. And so you really need to address it like this is your shot, to get a starting quarterback, whatever it is. So, and if you can get somebody that you feel real good about as the starting quarterback, then you really need a lot of things. And I'm more of a proponent of getting an impact player in the top 5 and not trading down and monkeying around. If there's a Myles Garrett type player and he's not a quarterback, like an Abdul Carter or somebody that you feel like is a can't miss defensive end or defensive tackle, or a Travis Hunter, those type of guys, you don't mess around and pass them up. So the quarterbacks always get valued or overvalued, and people move up to take them. And so that's the game you're playing with. But as you mentioned, Tommy Rees has had a front row seat with Milroe and ought to be able to know pretty quick, is this a guy that you want long-term to be the face of your team?
Yeah, and to your point, when you think about the cornerstones, Myles Garrett 1, Denzel Ward 4, you need that kind of player if you're going to take a swing at number 2. It can't be a question mark.